This is a live Channels television event.
Present, senior officers, gentlemen of the press, good afternoon. On behalf of the ELSA Commanding Tactical Command, Air Vice Marshal N.A. Balogun, and also on behalf of the Theatre Commander of Lafiya Dole, officers, airmen of the air component of Lafiya Dole, I wish to warmly welcome the Chief of the Air Staff and Entourage to Maiduguri, especially the 105 Composite Group. Sir, we are delighted to have you here this afternoon, especially as your fun time among your very busy and tight schedule to be with us today. More especially, the intent to have a barbecue with officers and men of the theatre over the exploits and successes achieved by the air component in support of the overall objectives of Operation Lafiya Dole. However, sir, before your barbecue later in the evening, it is pertinent to acquaint you on the conduct of Nigerian Air Force counter-insurgency operations in the country for the year 2016. Without much ado, sir, permit me to invite the Air Officer Commanding Tactical Command, Air Vice Marshal Nuruddin Abiodun Balogun, to deliver the presentation. The AOC, sir.
Our distinguished guests of honor, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, the Chief of the Air Staff, Branch Chiefs, Headquarters, Nigerian Air Force here present, the Theatre Commander, Operation Lafiya Dole, Commandants of military institutions, other Air Officer Commanding, Directors from Headquarters, Nigerian Air Force, Commanders here present, Senior Officers, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I am Air Vice Marshal Nuruddin Abiodun Balogun, the Air Officer Commanding Tactical Air Command. In the next 30 or 35 minutes, I shall be acquainting you with the Nigerian Air Force counter-insurgency operations in the country from January to December 2016. Sequel to the contemporary security challenges that bedeviled the country during the year 2016, the armed forces of Nigeria had to contend with a wide range of internal security operations. These internal security operations range from terrorism, militancy, ethnic crisis, crude oil theft, illegal refining, oil pipeline vandalism, cattle rustling and herdsmen/farmers crisis, amongst others. These crises resulted in the armed forces of Nigeria operating in several fronts. These fronts include the counter-insurgency operation in the Northeast, codenamed Operation Lafiya Dole, Operation Safe Haven, which was to quell the ethnic crisis in Jos Plateau State, Operation Sharandaji, to counter the menace of cattle rustling and armed banditry in the northwestern part of the country, Operation Awasi, to curb pipeline vandalism in the southwest, as well as Operation Delta Safe, to forestall wanton destruction to national oil installations in the Niger Delta. For the Nigerian Air Force, it was a remarkable and eventful year. These challenges of operating in multiple fronts meant that the service had to redeploy or re-roll air assets to various theaters of operation as necessary to bring the potency of air power to bear on all fronts. For the counter-insurgency operation in the Northeast, the nature of Boko Haram terrorist activities demanded effective air power to surmount the terrorists. Therefore, air efforts dedicated to this region was substantial. Commendable efforts were made in creating the enabling environment for the ground forces, which resulted in the degrading and eventual routing of the Boko Haram terrorists from Sambisa Forest. Similarly, appropriate air assets in the right proportion were also dedicated to protect national oil assets in the Niger Delta region and to curb the scourge of armed banditry, cattle rustling, terrorism, and other criminal activities in Kaduna and other northwestern states through interdiction missions and air support for surface forces. Furthermore, the Nigerian Air Force conducted air operations to destroy criminals, vandals camps in the creeks and swamps of Arepo with a view to halting pipeline vandalism and oil theft. Therefore, it is against this backdrop that I shall appraise the counterinsurgency operations of the Nigerian Air Force in 2016. In all these operations, adherence to the Nigerian Air Force concept of operation was key to the success recorded. Hence, it is crucial in this presentation to acquaint this audience with the Nigerian Air Force concept of operations as regards the counterinsurgency operations conducted in 2016. The aim of this brief, therefore, is to acquaint you with the Nigerian Air Force activities in various theaters of operation during the year 2016 with a view to making projections. To achieve this aim, this brief will cover Nigerian Air Force concept of operations, review of the various operations and achievements of the Nigerian Air Force in 2016, as well as projections for the year 2017. I shall commence with the Nigerian Air Force concept of operations. The Nigerian Air Force concept of operation is geared towards achieving the desired effect, reducing the risk of fratricide and minimizing collateral damage. Hence, intelligence on target is acquired from constant ISR by the air component air assets, as well as human intelligence from various sources. The air component examines the intelligence and tasks the ISR platforms to obtain updated intelligence on suspected locations. Based on the verified ISR output, the air component studies the location on digitalized maps, assigns desired mean point of impact for aircraft strike, and conduct weapon-to-target matching. Thereafter, the combat pilots are briefed and deployed for the mission. The ISR platform are also deployed over the target area during the mission to ensure that the strike is captured on video. Subsequently, the ISR and the imagery analysis team in the air component analyze the battle damage assessment videos. They debrief and generate reports on the mission. You will now watch a 2.5 minute video clip on what I just illustrated. The air component commander in this clip conducts the briefing using all the aids necessary to make sure that everybody involved in the operation understands what he's to do. Then the ISR is conducted. That is a briefing by the pilots before the ISR mission is conducted. The screen you see is what shows what exactly is being viewed on the ground by the ISR aircraft. This is relayed to the ground troops through the base, through the communication center. This information obtained is eventually analyzed by the assessment team. Then the information is relayed to the pilots who discuss and plan the brief. There you can see some pilots going for an attack mission. The F-7NI is taking off for an attack mission, an interdiction mission. At the center of the screen, there's a smoke or dust that has raised. That is the impact, the desired main point of impact of the airplane. Helicopters are also involved in these operations. That is the helicopter. The ISR airplane was able to get a footage of this helicopter. The helicopters also are engaged in interdiction mission using bombs. Here you can see the footage of some pilots going to evacuate casualty A wounded soldier is evacuated from the front and brought back to the rear for medical treatment.